So you're looking at moving to Boise, Idaho, and you're wondering what the top reason is why people are moving. Is probably top on your list as well. So we're gonna be covering exactly why folks are moving here to the Boise, Idaho. We're gonna cover the top reasons. We're gonna get after that first reason here in a minute. But first up that I'm gonna discuss, which isn't necessarily the top reason, but it might be why you think people are moving, and that is affordability. Overall affordability, specifically cost of living when you're moving here to Idaho. Things are certainly much more affordable here in Idaho. So let's take a look at what a few of those things are and what they are not. So first up, you're going to find things like gasoline for your car, of course, is going to be cheaper most likely from where you're coming from, probably in California. So that might be basically $1 to $2 cheaper in Idaho than it is in California, maybe even $3 depending on where exactly you're coming from. So that's going to save you a lot of money as well. A big thing too is going to be car registration. So to register your vehicle here in Idaho, it's only $75 a year, no matter your vehicle. So if it's an older vehicle or a newer vehicle, it's only going to be $75 a year. Now you can add a $10 stamp to your registration that gets you into all of the state parks, which is an awesome value for just $10 a year. And that brings me to camping. A lot of people really enjoy camping here in Idaho. It is one of the most popular things to do. I think just about everyone has some kind of toy, like a camper, an RV, a side-by-side, or boats, of course, that kind of thing. And camping is such a huge thing. Now, about 67% of the state is owned by the federal government, which is certainly a sore spot for Idahoans. But you can also camp on most of that land for free. If you have a trailer, RV, a camper, you can just boondock on that land for free. So a lot of people really enjoy doing that. So again, a lot of just affordability overall. Now, what you're gonna find is other things like groceries are not very much cheaper at all. In fact, we do have sales tax on groceries here, which we don't have in California, which is unfortunate. So overall, you're probably gonna be paying a similar amount for groceries than you are in California. Another one is going to be property tax. Depending on where you are and how much you're paying, you are likely going to be saving quite a bit on property tax. Your property tax rates generally are about 0.5% to 1% here in Idaho. And we also have a homeowner's exemption of $125,000. So basically, you take the assessed value of your property, and it's a non-disclosure state too, so your assessed value is likely going to be less than what you actually paid for the home. And then you knock $125,000 off of that, and you only pay 0.5% to 1% depending on where you are in the Treasure Valley area. Now, next up is going to be affordability of the homes. That's certainly a big reason why people are moving here to Idaho. You're going to be saving so much money on the type of home that you can buy versus what you can likely buy in California. So I moved from San Diego. It was very difficult, third generation San Diegan. My children are fourth generation San Diegans. So we've been there, my family's been there since the 1800s, very deep roots there, but it made sense for us to move for the next reason that's coming up soon. But a big reason certainly was affordability. The type of home that we were able to buy for under $500,000 that we could, there's no way we could buy that in California. 4-bedroom home with an office and a 4-car garage. You ain't buying that in California for anywhere close to $1 million, likely to be far more than that. We bought that for $500,000. So you're gonna buy so much more home for the money here in Idaho. Even with higher interest rates, again, the affordability is just so much better, especially if you work remote, you're gonna be able to buy an incredible home. I will say that local wages have not kept up with the home prices. And so that is a big complaint of folks in Idaho right now, is how expensive the monthly mortgage is with the high interest rates compared to local wages. So if you are moving here, you certainly want to be either work remote, have that lined up, or have a great paying job already lined up before you come. And of course, I do get a lot of people looking to move here, and they think that they can move when they don't have a job lined up. So you certainly want to have that dialed in before you move. So just reach out to me and I'll hook you up with my local lender. They work you through all the scenarios that'll make sense exactly for you. And I do have so many people that I work with. I absolutely love helping them. So all you got to do is reach out via phone, text, or email. We'll jump on a phone or Zoom call and work out exactly what makes sense for you and your timeline and your budget when you're looking to make the move here to Idaho. Now we're going to get into the number one reason that I am finding why people are moving here to Idaho. So as I just covered, cost of living, affordability, those are top reasons, but not the number one reason. Now, I actually just met with a fella from California, from Southern California. He grew up in San Diego just like myself, and he told me exactly what I've been hearing over and over and over, because he is looking to move here. And someone asked him, why is everyone moving to Idaho? And he goes, I got one word for you, and that is freedom. And it's absolutely true. Freedom is the number one reason why people are moving here to Idaho. And that's a big reason why I moved to Idaho. Now, what does freedom really mean? It means something different to every single person. For me, the big thing is simply peace of mind of knowing that the government really is not going to intrude too much on my life. I believe in smaller government, limited government. It is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And that is why I moved to Idaho. When I first moved here and when I was telling people I was moving here, folks that I spoke with that had lived here in the past or currently live here, they all said the same thing. welcome to America. And it really is so true. Idaho is what America was, what it's meant to be, and it's absolutely awesome. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. There is no perfect state. Are there people that might say things that aren't the greatest things to say or think? Absolutely, but those people exist everywhere. There is no perfect society. There is no perfect state. Don't pretend like there is, but what I can say is that there are so much better things going on here in Idaho, such a much better place to raise your family, to retire to. Absolutely worth doing, and I absolutely love living here because of the freedoms. Now, what are some of those more specific freedoms? Again, is peace of mind and even just the family-friendly nature of that and feeling that freedom. You know, when we're in California, my wife and I, of course, we have 3 kids, and we would get a constant comment. My wife would get comments about, oh my gosh, you have 3 kids. Wow, your hands must be really full. Very negative. Whereas here, when we get that same comment, oh wow, you got 3 kids. That's awesome. How can I help you? So again, much more supportive way here in Idaho. Now, what are some of the specific freedoms? Again, I talked about the limited role of government. Things are cheaper because there's just less regulation. And even though things are cheaper, things are maintained so well. When I go back to San Diego, I mean, I love San Diego. It's beautiful weather. Don't get me wrong. But the streets, they can't even maintain their streets. Potholes everywhere. So even with a smaller, more limited government, lower property taxes, they're able to maintain things so much better here. Everything is so clean. You're going to find that there's just really no homeless around for the most part. They take care of them, get them off the streets, get them help, get them cleaned up. As far as some specific freedoms, of course, the number one thing you're going to find are gun regulations. A lot of people absolutely love Idaho for the gun regulations. I have an entire video going through this. You can walk in and purchase a firearm without a 10-day waiting period like there is in California. Instant background check. You can walk out, you can open carry, you can conceal carry. You can get a CCW permit if you so choose. There's additional benefits that come with that, but not necessary. And we absolutely love going to the rodeos in Idaho. That's one of the first things we did when we first moved here. It was an amazing experience, and we love going to different rodeos around the valley. Each little town around Treasure Valley has their own little rodeo, and they're so much fun to go to. And they all start out with a prayer, and we all stand for the flag. Well, that's an overview of what are the top reasons why people are moving here, and the number one reason, of course, being freedom. If you are looking to make the move here, I've got so many videos on this channel you can check out and find the best area that works for you. And then when you're ready, just reach out to me, whether you're 9 days, 90 days, or even 2 years out, just reach out. I'd love to talk with you about helping you make that smooth transition here to Idaho, just like I did with my family. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video.